coming out of the old hairpin.
Oh no!
JC's going to send it? You bet he is. Oh, look at the Aston, just with the nice little battle here. Carrying huge speed through the crater curve.
Aston runs wide and he's in the grass.
Oh, there's a bit of contact.
Oh, almost side by side through there.
Hello and welcome everyone. This is Race on Oz. It's season 6. It is the final round of the PS4 division. My name is Nick. I'm joined by Jamie and I'm joined by Adman as well once again for the final time this season. Gents, how are we going this evening? Awesome. Me too. Let's get cracking onto it. Let's look at the last round. It was Footnote who took home the win from Ty Morgo, who swapped positions with Slambo just in the end there for P&L to give them a P2, P3. And Drelly came home in 4th. Then it was Gaz in 5th. Someone awesome for Selby Acoustics Racing in 6th. Sadudes there in 7th. Eagle win for P&L again in 8th. HSV for CDA. 9th was HSV. And you had Aaron in 10th position and the rest of the field. Let's have a look at the championship standings. So this is the team's championship standings. So we're looking at, it's been a bit of an all-yellow affair at the top of the standings for the majority of the season. P&L on top there, quite a long way out in front. So in the box seat for the team's championship at the moment on 986 points. Games and Racing Team and Coach Dave Academy battling it out there for P2. So that'll go down to the wire. And then for the Wooden Spoon this season, Selby Acoustics and Bruce Hale Racing, those two are going to battle it out for the Wooden Spoon. So we'll see how that all unfolds this evening and next week as well. Let's have a quick look at the Drivers' Championship as well. So this is going to be extremely tight tonight. The championship is up for grabs, well within, it's all to play for. So it's Footnut on 115 points there. Nick, we can't hear the others yet. Oh, sorry. Hang on. I will make sure that happens. Beautiful. So Footnut on 115 points. Ty Morgo on 114 and HSV in P3 on 108 as well. So good stuff there. The championship all to play for. Really looking forward to this one. Just trying to pump through this because we've only got a few minutes left. Gents, what are your thoughts on the championship at the moment?
Well, it's pretty tight at the top. It's a three-way battle, and like Jamie pointed out before, the three that are playing in that space, 1, 2, 3 right now through the free practice. So it's going to be exciting.
All right. Yeah, Jamie.
Just agree with that. Just great that we're going down to the wire at the final race with the championship battle. So it's going to be great.
Cool. All right, let's have a look at the track. It's Bathurst. Jamie, do you want to give us a rundown?
Yeah, so we all know this track so well. This is our home circuit on applying an international lens to it. And really the story is the balance that you have in the car, the setup, and the trade-offs that you make. So we know we've got those long straights, Mountain Straight and Conrod. You really want to use as overtaking opportunities, and you want to run that car as low downforce as possible and as slippery as possible, but you need that confidence and that grip and that stability over the top, and you know that drivers will be playing with the combinations on their setup throughout the practice sessions. You got the undulation coming down the hill especially can be very destabilizing for the rear of the car. So I'll be looking at how the drivers are coming down from Skyline through the dipper down into Forest Elbow, just to see whether they've got a nice balance between front and rear, and they're not locking up into the elbow and taking themselves into the wall.
All right, well, let's go for a lap around Mount Panorama, courtesy of Adman.
G'day guys, here we are, Bathurst, Season 6, Round 5 for the PS Series as we make our way into Murray's Corner, which leads onto the pit straight. Want to get a nice exit out of here, up into 3rd gear, coming up into Hell's Corner, Turn 1. I'm going to change back to 2nd. Got to watch with the braking that we don't lock up a wheel here. We're on a good exit, hard on the throttle as we make our way up Mountain Straight. You can't believe how steep it is going up this hill. unless you've actually been here, but it is definitely steep as we get 5th gear over the rise, car gets a bit light. Coming up into Griffin's Bend, brake just here, turn in nice and early. Easy on the throttle, drifted out wide. This is one of the steepest sections of the racetrack, and this is a fantastic piece of road as you lead your way into this cannon of concrete that is the cutting. Get a nice exit out of here, keep it nice and close, hold it flat all the way through Quarry's Corner. So we make our way into Reed Park. We want to go right out to the fence here. It's going to drive us right up, keep it nice and close to the Walton McPhillamy and along Skyline as we just clip this curving here, make our way into the S's. Just down into 2nd gear, just going a little bit wide, coming into the dipper, keep it nice and close. There's a lot of concrete wall around here. If you get it wrong, it can end your race just like that. We'll make our way into Forest Elbow. You want to brake nice and straight. Just clip the wall just there as we make our way on the Conrod Straight. Guys, I can tell you now, this is an amazing racetrack. And I'm pretty sure you would all agree there is nothing better in motorsport than doing a lap around Mount Panorama. So we make our way down, coming into the chase. Flat out, we want to hit the brakes right between the 2 markers here. Want to stay off this curb, but we'll unsettle the car. I've just clipped it. Make our way down to Murray's Corner again, back onto the pit straight. Good luck to everyone that's racing tonight. In the endurance race, stay safe. This is 201.9. Good luck, guys. See you later.
Alright, so there's a lap of Mount Panorama. Adman, give us pretty impressive. What did you do, a 201 on that lap?
0.9. Yeah, that was straight out of the box, mate, after the out lap. Look, I've watched Bathurst my whole entire life from a young fella when it used to be the mini minors and the Tiranas and HRs and all that sort of stuff. Being an old bloke, you have the privilege of that, but this is one of the races and the tracks that makes the hairs on your neck stand up, and every lap you do, you've got to be precise. The elevation and the up and then the down and going through the dipper and making sure you get a nice exit out of Forest Elbow to come down Conrod Straight. But the concrete, it's brutal, and it's a nuts crazy track that just about every Australian that loves motorsports loves to watch anything going around on Bathurst.
What about you, Jamie? Have you guys been to the track before?
Oh, I haven't, no.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't either, but hopefully next year would be a nice opportunity.
Yeah, no, I went, I think, 2017, the year that, what should we call it, won it from Penrite Racing. It was David Reynolds. I think that was the year, the wet one. So, awesome track. And, we'll see how we go this evening. So I think, HSV is leading us away. Maybe, Adman, you want to walk us through a lap as we follow HSV around the mountain?
Sure, mate. Yep, so HSV is coming up to the rise up here, up Mountain Straight. Good opportunity to have a look at the crowd that's standing on the side fence there, give it a little bit of a wave. He's still warming his tyres up, so I'm not sure if he's going to be, this is going to be a quick one, but nice and early in at Griffin's Bend. Take it out wide as we make our way up to the cutting. So you want to brake in a straight line here, it's critical. He's in 2nd gear. Dropped it down to 1st just to turn the car in. Quick shift back up to 2nd. You want to hang it out nice and wide here. Turn in nice and early. You've got to trust the car's going to grip up. You want to hold it flat out through there. As we come down through Reed Park, you want to lift slightly, let the front end grip up. Lift again slightly. Let it drift in and it'll come across. So we make our way down into the S's. Again, got to be gentle on the brakes. He's got a nice turn in there as we come down through the dipper, nice and close. It's just gone a little bit wide. Let's make our way down to Forest Elbow. He's left it in 3rd gear, brake in a straight line, 1st gear. And then here we go down Conrod Straight. So don't need to let the gears, with the gear change, we can change them quite early as we make our way down. This is an opportunity where someone that's sitting in behind him, potentially in the race, will get the toe and can make a nice pass. Flat out through the chase, break in between the two braking markers, miss that little curving there. So we make our way in there in Murray's corner. And he's 1.5 seconds up on his best so far, so it should be a nice lap. It's got a nice entry, nice exit. And a 202.3, so there you go. Not too bad in position 1 so far, but I reckon that will fall. We've got a later start for the qualifying, so practice was at 10 o'clock on a Friday morning, and with all the other support events that have occurred over the race weekend, qualifying on the Saturday is at 7 o'clock in the evening, so there's a fair bit of track shadow. I'm predicting that the sun, as you can see, it is shining through the tree, so there's a little bit of a distraction to the drivers, and you'll see HSV as he comes up through the cutting here, the sun's right in his eyes there. So it should be an interesting qualifying session.
Yeah, definitely
Nick.
with the definitely with the latest start. The 18 degrees track temperature, 18 degrees air temperature. We're 5 minutes into it. So Footner on top of the tables right now, where he is in the championship right now. HSV and Ty Morgo, the other two guys nipping at his heels, both on the track and in the championship standings as well. So looking good for a good one here. What time's the race going to start, Adman?
Starts at 8 o'clock in the morning for the race start. Yeah, so we've got the multiplier. Excuse you. Yeah, you're right, mate. You're choking on your food.
No, I'm all good. I've got a bit of a cough at the moment. So,
okay. Yeah, 8 o'clock in the morning. It's got a multiplier, so it should finish in the later afternoon. What that does is too, though, it has a fair bit of tyre wear and degradation that will go on through that period because it's accelerated.
Yep.
So there's one mandatory stop for fuel. Tyres is certainly would be a given it's a 90-minute race. When that happens, just depends on what the guys do, how they do it, when they do it, based on temperatures and tyre wear as well.
Okay. And what have you seen so far, Jamie?
HSV setting a brilliant lap time of 201.6. That was fast. That was very fast.
Very fast.
Yeah, so 201.6. His fastest time was a 202.2, 292 in practice, so he's certainly upped the pace.
Otherwise, I was on board for Ty for a little bit there, and he was on a really good lap, but unfortunately encountered some traffic just as he was coming down into the S's there, so he's had to reset to the pits and go again with fresh tyres.
So right now, HSV from Eagle win from Footner. That's your top three. That's the top three in the champ, or the top. Well, Eagle win just inserts himself there into P2. So he's put himself there in the fight as well. We're just on board with Aaron. I think we've got someone awesome who's had a pretty good year, a pretty good season so far, season 6. See as he makes his way across the line. He goes into P4, so good effort from him so far. White Shadow, he's going to cross the line as well. Doesn't improve on P11. And then we've got Sadudes, or Lukey as he's otherwise known. He's had some strong showings recently. Let's see what he can do here. I think he had he posted something in the video chat about him with some pedals and showing his fancy footwork. So check that out if you haven't already. So he's one of the drivers that hasn't set a time yet. We're just over the halfway mark, and we still have 8 drivers who are yet to set a time right now. So let's make that 7. Jambon, Aaron, Sparky, Kraken, Psycho, Sadudes, and Exo. That's a name that we haven't really seen very often this season. So nice to see him back having a run with the PS4 boys tonight.
Yeah, EXO's actually come in as a very, very late entry. We had Stan House for Team BHR. Unfortunately has work commitments, so thankfully EXO's made it into the server. And he will be partaking tonight as a fill-in, and I'm sure that he'll have a absolutely cracking time.
Yes, we'll see what he can do. Here's Aaron in the Aston Martin. So he's one of those drivers. There's only 5 of them now that haven't set a time. So 201.2 is the fastest time set by HSV right now from Eagle Wind and Footnote. That's your top three. Someone Awesome and Ty Morgo round out fourth and fifth. Sparky, Crashy Fly, and Christoph is your top 10 right now as Aaron moves up into P13. So not a bad lap there from him as well. Just trying to pick up who's 555. Someone Awesome. Here we go. Let's see if he's improving his lap. Temperature's still remaining the same at the moment, and Someone Awesome not remaining the same. He moves up to the front row of the grid in P2. So a nice start to quali for him. We'll see how it bodes in the race, but he's had a good season. Season 6, boys. What do you think?
He's a solid entry to have in any team, mate, and K-Man will be very happy with where he's performing. And then, like I said a couple of rounds ago, I've had quite a few battles with someone, and he's a very, very good driver. He's someone that you certainly respect on track. He's clean and he's articulated when he takes, the opportunity to make a pass, which is always the preferred. So yeah, no, he's for him being up in 4th position right now, but that's a really good effort.
All right, so we're on board here with Fly in the McLaren. He moves up from P11th to P7. So great lap from him there. This is Ty Morgo, so one of our championship contenders, down there in 8th position right now. Let's see where he goes up into P2. So times are starting to filter in thick and fast, and it is ramping up. So less than 5 minutes left in the session. Here's his teammate Eagle Wind. He's in 6th spot. That's where he'll stay just for the time being. Christoph just coming through the final turn now through Murray's. Let's see what he can do. He just remains there in P12. See if any of the faster guys are coming through here. I'll just double check. His team Little Bear, though, in the meantime, cannot miss that Honda. So he moves up, he remains in P15 for now. 336. Here's Cameron Footner. Is he on a lap, or is he about to begin one with 4 minutes remaining? He's in 7th spot. Moves up into P3 on the second row of the grid. So the cream is certainly rising to the top right now, as we're looking at White Shadow. But HSV, Ty Morgo and Footner, the 3 championship protagonists, all up the top. This is boding for a good race.
Yeah, Jamie called it when we were having the chat, as we said through the introduction as well. And these 3 guys are going to provide an absolute opportunity where there's going to be so close. And I know we've got 90 minutes of racing, but if they can stick together, it's going to be an absolute cracker. And everyone else that's racing in with them tonight as well will be spectators to 3 guys that are going to be absolutely smashing it out to get those couple of points to take the championship win.
All right, what have you seen, Jamie? What have you been looking at?
Quite a lot of mistakes, but we've got Eagle coming back. He looks like he's on for a good time here, so this should see him shuffle up the order somewhat. I can't get past that lap from HSV though. 2:01.2.
Yeah.
Very fast.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've just seen we've got SI666 Simon in the Ferrari, so he's a new driver to the series as well, and probably got in the way of Cameron there coming to the S's, so he probably won't be very happy about that. But given that he's a new driver, there's certainly some of the learnings that he'll get out of this, which will be good.
Yeah.
But it's awesome to see new people coming in. Even last round of the season 6, still coming in, participating and joining in and being part of what a good night of racing looks like.
All right, so final 2 minutes of qualifying. Here's Footnote. Got to get a little toe here from Team Little Bear as he crosses the line. So he doesn't improve on his time, so he'll remain there in P3 for now. White Shadow is going to be the next driver to make his way across the line for Selby Acoustics in the baby blue McLaren, as we've seen all season. What can he do from P17? Elevates himself up 1 spot to P16. Here's Someone Awesome, his teammate. He had a good start to the session. He's in 7th spot right now. Less than 90 seconds remaining on the clock for qualifying. Come through Murray's across the line. No, so he'll have one more crack at it. We're right at the very pointy end of this session here. So he's Crashy Mate. He's in P5. Didn't race last round, so he's back again. That put a big dent in his championship aspirations after his win the week before, but we'll see what he can do tonight. He's currently in 5th. Here's Aaron for Selby. He is currently P12 right now. That's where he'll remain for the time being. And then Fly for Gamesman Racing Team in the McLaren. These guys might just be winding up. What do you see, Adman?
Oh, Jamie's just made a sound too as Ty Morgo's come over the start-finish line, so he's 1/10 behind. Hey, those times are frightening.
Yeah.
I'm nearly laying on the ground in a fetal position, to be quite honest, but the fact that they're doing it and on a track that's 18 degrees is crazy.
Alright, so let's 4-1-4-4. Here we go. This is Jambon. He moves up into 8th position, 12 seconds left. So the next driver to cross the line, that will be it for him. This is Cameron Footner. So currently P3, 7/10 off HSV. He's put in a cracking 2:01.2. Clock's gone 000, so this is it for him. What can he do? He can improve, but he can't improve his position. So he'll start from P3 as of right now. This is Simon in P11. That's where he'll stop right now as well. Here's Crashy Mate. Just having a look out there as well. If we've got HSV and Ty Morgo, I believe, is out there. We'll jump on board with him. See what. Oh, this could be pretty close here. He was close to his best time.
Yeah, he's got to get it nice out of here, which he has. He's just probably, if he had that, whatever car was in front of him, he might be able to get a bit of a tow, but it's still very, very close. Anything could happen. Coming down through the chase, second to last corner pretty much if he gets it in nice and tight. Misses that curving on the inside, and then gets a nice entry into Murray's corner. He will be on for money here, and he's missed it, so he's kept it nice and straight. There's absolutely no wriggle from that car at all. That is on rails right now. This is going to be the corner that's going to be the decider. Oh, you just... wow.
Yep, so not quite there. So HSV is currently on track right now. Doesn't need to improve his time. So the two guys behind him, they're both in the pits right now. So this is just for pride here. Doesn't necessarily need to improve, and he doesn't. So he still holds on to pole position. So that is who we're going to have starting from pole. It's going to be HSV. Congratulations to him. Great way to start this final round. Ty Morgo, he'll join him on the front row there in P2. Footner, he's going to start the race there from 3rd. Then you've got Eagle Wind, another P&L driver. He's going to start on the second row of the grid in 4th. Crashy Mate, he'll begin in P5. And then Sadude's going to start there in P6. So nice result for him there as well. Jambon will be in 7th. Someone awesome in 8th position. Then you got Fly, he's going to start 9th, and then rounding out the top 10 is Sparky God. 11th is going to be Simon. Do you reckon 666? Do you reckon maybe he's friends with EXO as well? There's two 666s in the lobby tonight. Psycho as well. He's going to start there from 13th. Christoph begins his race in 14th. Full grid tonight as well. This is great. Kraken in 15th for his final race this season, his rookie season. White Shadow will begin his race in 16th. Team Little Bear starting in 17th. 18th is Big Dom. 19th is Riggsy. Was Riggsy in there all along? I don't think I really saw him in there. And then EXO as well. That was a good qualifying, boys. What did you think?
Yeah, I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Certainly, it's one of these tracks where you can't just sort of arrive and drive and expect to do well. As we all know that Bathurst is a very difficult track to drive around. And the times that these guys have done, top 6, under a second, But you know, the guys that are sitting in behind Sadoo, so Jambon, someone awesome, Fly, Sparky, all very capable of being up the very front as well. So there's some really good representation of the teams in the top 6. And it's going to be very, very exciting. I'm not quite sure if there's going to be any team orders here or anything like that, but certainly the top 3 will be very eager to get away with a clean start.
What about you, Jamie?
Yeah, the driver's keeping an eye on the conditions, the start of the race, and how it evolves throughout. That's why putting the laps in before the event night is definitely beneficial, so you can get that feel how the track grip evolves throughout that period. And yeah, I'm sure the top guys here, HSV, Ty, and Footnow, would have all put in those laps, and it'll be interesting to see how they vary in their strategies with the longer 90-minute race.
All right, well, that race is coming up very, very shortly. Let's take a quick word from our sponsors. We will be back in a moment. All right, here we go. 20 seconds before race starts. So there's going to be a 3-wide formation ad man. That's correct?
10 seconds.
Yeah, so one of the things that we're trying to achieve tonight, Nick, and thanks for bringing that up, is that last week we the PS5 guys went around with the green rims. That was to honour the tragic death of Gaz's mum. So one of the things that we're trying to do tonight is, because we've got better broadcasting, they're going to try and go 3 wide up Mountain Straight is the plan. How this is going to work out, I'm not quite sure, but so far so good. So this is a sorry, I'm getting a little bit emotional here. This is a example of the support that these guys have for our own people. And Gaza, if you're watching, mate, we love you lots. We know that you're doing a really tough time at the moment. and this is for you, mate. So this is, everyone's jumped on board. And they've all just, yeah, this is unreal. It was just up Mountain Straight. A perfect example of the respect that we have for each other. And, you know, you just can't get a better group of people.
Yeah, I think it's a...
Thanks, mate. I needed 5 seconds.
Alright, so a very fitting tribute to Gaz. We're all thinking of you, mate. Very tough times. But tough times don't last, tough people do. So, wishing you all the best, mate. Alright, so... head away here, up the mountain. And we will get this one underway. So the equation's pretty simple. if Footner wins, he's going to win the championship. Ty Morgo, if he wins and I think Footner finishes outside of second, he's going to win the championship as well. P&L have pretty much got the team's championship almost wrapped up, you would say. They're in a very commanding lead, so this is going to be very interesting. And then HSV, he can sneak in there as well. He's stuck it on pole. No better place to start than pole position around here. I don't think we're in for any weather as well, which is good. And we're gonna have a race to the end, 90 minutes to the championship. It's only one stop as well tonight again, so just a single stop like we've had throughout the whole season. Jamie, what are your thoughts before we get this one started?
Yeah, so HSV, he just needs to focus on winning. That's all he can do. He can't focus on what's happening behind him. I know Cameron will want to be getting ahead of Ty at the earliest possible opportunity while also noting it's a long race. But yeah, as you mentioned, 90 minutes. When drivers decide to opt for tyres is going to be the key. Do you eke it out a little bit longer and come back at someone later on in the stint towards the end of the race? Or do you go a little bit earlier and take advantage of new tyre grip to make an undercut somewhere?
All right, well, and what are we thinking pit stops tonight? We've seen, usually that sort of 25 to 35 minute mark. Are we thinking the same tonight for a Enduro or something a bit different?
It'll probably tend towards the more 45-minute mark if you're going for that 50% of the race distance. But yeah, if you're finding you're in a bit of traffic and you want to extract yourself away from that, slightly earlier pit stop might not be too bad of an option, particularly if you feel like you've got the stability and the pace.
All right, well, we are not far away from getting this one started. As they're forming up side by side as they go through the chase. They'll head down the hill and round Murray's Corner, and we're going to go racing very, very shortly after that. So that's quite the sight to behold here. This is round 5 of season 6 Race on Oz. This is the PS4 division. This is the grand final. My name is Nick. I'm joined by Adman and Jamie. Strap yourselves in because I think this is going to be an absolute cracker as they round Murray's. We'll wait for the signal. And then we will kick this off. That race start initialized. There it is. Let's go racing. So HSB got a cracking start there. Ty Morgo follows him into Hal Corner, and they're all going to filter around. This is going to be all important. You don't want to bin it around turn 1 on a 90-minute race, and they all get around there nice and smoothly. HSB just weaving up Mountain Straight. He's got Ty Morgo tucked in right behind him. Cameron Footner is in 3rd position. Eagle Wind just behind him, then followed by Lukey, aka Sadudes, in there as well. So a good start from everyone as they head up the mountain. They're going to head towards the cutting. And Ty Morgo getting it all sorts of loose at the back there. Manages to hold on to it. Footner coming under attack now from Eagle Wind. Luke Sadudes will just be licking his lips there, just thinking, might just get something fall into my lap, just hang in there. It looks like Crashy Mate has had a good start as well. I think he started in P5. He's managed to hold his position, and here they come across the top of the mountain for the first time. This is always a sight to behold as they start the descent down through. They'll make their way through to the Dipper. That's an iconic scene if I've ever seen one. If you're a fan of Australian motorsport, or even if you watched it on Sunday, the 12-hour, you would have seen that shot a lot as they come through Forest Elbow. And they're going to head down Conrod Straight for the first time tonight. And it's going to be HSV leading the way from Ty Morgo, Footner, Eagle Wind, Sadudes, and Crashy Mate in there as well. Good start, boys.
Yeah, no, it's a ripping start. Thank you, Nick. I'm back to normal again now, so thank you for that opportunity. Really appreciate that. One of the things that with the Bentleys down Conrod Straight here is that they do suffer a little bit of top end speed, which is probably why we've seen HSV just pull a couple of lengths on Ty Morgo. But I reckon in their P&L chat, Ty will be very well aware of the fact that Eagle D win roll is right up foot in his backside and putting pressure on it, and that's exactly what he will want him to be doing. So it plays right into the P&L team championship at the moment, but also from a driver perspective for Ty possibly taking the championship win. It's a long race though.
Yeah, so we've got a little bit of strategy. I don't think it's strategy. I think Someone Awesome hasn't had an awesome start, and neither is Jambon Sickle. So they've both got damage to the rear of their cars. So I don't think this is a scheduled stop for them. They've obviously had some sort of incident across the top of the mountain to begin with, and they're making their pit stops now. So not a great start for Jambon or Someone Awesome. They've got a long way to go in this one though to try and make it up. So we'll see what they can do. But in the meantime, it's HSV leading from Ty Morgo, from Footnart, from Eagle Wind and Sadudes. That's your top five, and they've created their own little sort of five-way pack here at the moment. Crashy Mate just trying to hang on to the back of this group here, but they've kind of separated themselves as they're going across the top of the mountain one more time here. And Psycho, he's in the pits too, so maybe he's had a bit of a...
Big damage.
Yeah, let's quickly... Oh, that is huge damage. All right, so he's going to be in there for a while, I think. So
I reckon so.
Not a great start for him, but Eagle Wind thought he was just starting to put a little bit of pressure on Footner, but might have made a mistake out of Forest Elbow, and that's going to put him under pressure from behind from Lukey. So he's going to try and get the toe down Conrod Straight, just pulling out of the draft now. They're about to make their way through the chase. They're going to go side by side through there. Have a look at this for great racing. And Lukey, nice move. He moves up there.
Brilliant move.
Yes. That was, to quote Jamie, that was some big cojones right there. So great work there from Sadudes. He's got himself off to a cracking start in this one. So maybe Eagle Wind just had a little bit of a moment there, just coming through Forest Elbow, and he's going to have to try and work his way back in front of the Coach Dave Academy Bentley. But in the meantime, it's another Coach Dave Academy driver, HSV, leading the way up Mountain Straight. So a good start so far. What have you seen, Jamie?
I was just going back to the first lap. I did notice there was quite a big gap from the midfield. So there was an incident coming down into the dipper there. I think Psycho and maybe a couple of other drivers got a bit tangled up there. So that caused that gap, and probably explains why some of them have ducked into the pits quite early. Other than that, I'm just keeping an eye on. Looks like HSV's made maybe a little bit of an error because tyres crawling all over the back of him.
Yeah, that was at Hell's Corner, mate. He went out a little bit wide and caught a bit of the grass on exit, which is where Ty caught up.
Alright, so this race has kind of settled down a little bit now. We've had a couple of guys in the pits like, oh no, Sadudes, Lukey! Just before the dipper. Oh, that was a big one as well. Easy place to lose it. Just caught that just as it was happening. So it doesn't look like he's suffered massive damage. We might go on board and just see how it is, how it's driving. Doesn't look too bad. We'll have the first person here. Looks alright. We might just ride with him through the chase, but he's lost that just as he was coming, just I think before the dipper, just up to Skyline.
Yeah, one of the risks there, Nick, is as you come in, because of the nature of the way the cars drive, you've got to brake in a straight line. So as you come in through the S's, you sort of straighten the car up, you brake, you get off the brake, you change down gears, you brake again, get off the brake, let it second gear and take that corner. And if you just hold that for a fraction too long, it's just enough for the back end to lift, and it will come around, which is what it looked like that happened. He's pretty lucky that he kept it off the wall like he did, because if he had been a little bit further down in the dipper, that's when people coming through the S's, it's like a blind corner. All of a sudden you're confronted with a car that's sideways, and you practically just T-bone them.
So that could have been a lot. I think it could have been a lot worse, as you said. If he was down in the dipper, that could have been almost race over. But he's managed to recover. He didn't pit. He's staying out there. It didn't look like it was affecting him too much. So just have to wait and see how that pans out for him. But in the meantime, HSV and Ty Morgo, they are going at it. Blow for blow here. We'll start to get some times as they filter across the line the next time. Footner just hanging in there as well. So these three have kind of separated themselves. We had a group of 5. We've got a group of 3 now, a trio if you like. And Eagle Win there and Crushing Mate, they're just trying to hang on as well. But the fight is between the 3 championship contenders right now. Out in front as it has been for most of this season. And yeah, shaping up to be a nice one here as they come through Forest Elbow one more time down Conrod Straight. So the Mercedes should probably have the power advantage down the straight. I think you pointed that out before, Adman. It's the Bentley's not exactly known for its top speed, although Ty Morgo looks like he's trying to get a nice little toe there, but
yeah, he's definitely got the toe, mate. That's right now between these 3 guys. I mean, if Cameron's sitting back there not really losing much in the way of time, he's probably in a better position. Ty Morgo sitting in behind HSV needs that toe. If they swap positions now, HSV would just blast straight past him down Conrad Straight. So these 2 guys, Ty Morgo and Footner, need to take the toe from HSV and hope that he's pushing, hope that he feels like he's under pressure, and that he's going to wear his tyres down quicker than what those 2 guys will.
Yep.
And I'm thinking that it will come down to race strategy. And just looking through the chat, just to clear a couple of things up, because there has been some ups and downs with the service settings, but it isn't mandatory tyres. It is mandatory fuel. It is 1 pit stop. So that the guys can change the tyres whenever they like, which is more than likely to be at the fuel stop anyway. But given the time frame that this race is going to be run over, from 8 o'clock in the morning until potentially 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon, it's a long race, and tyres will wear very quickly. And I think some of these guys will find it difficult through patches. The track temperature has gone up slightly. I've got no idea what it will go up to. It's set at a bit of cloud cover, and there's still a lot of sun coming through, which is good. Yeah, so it should be interesting between these 3 guys.
yeah, this is the pace is pretty fast. So Footner did a 203 flat on that last lap. The other 2 did a 203.3 and a 203.5 respectively. So Footner just with the faster lap that last lap around, and we'll keep an eye on the times as they continue to filter in. But yeah, we've got a really, really great battle. This is exactly what you want. You want 3 championship contenders in the top 3 positions, leading the race. It doesn't really get much better than this, and we've only been going for 10 minutes, so still plenty of time left in this one. A long, long way to go. That's probably the most overused phrase in motorsport, but it is very true. We've got an hour and 20 minutes on the clock between these 2. We'll see what the times are as they about to cross the line again here. HSV 203.3, ooh, look at that. That's, and then Footner 203 flat again. So faster of the 2 cars in front. So he might just be happy to bide his time back there and wait for his opportunity. But he's definitely got the pace to hang with these 2. And then Eagle Win there, just we can see him in the background. He's being pursued by Crushing Mate as well. And there was Lukey and Simon as well. So a first time we've seen him this season. He's putting on a pretty good effort there in P7. He started in P11, so he's moved himself up very, very nicely through the field as Big Dom takes a pit stop as well. So I'm not too sure if that's scheduled either.
Yeah, not sure. There is, as you just pointed out, with Simon in the Ferrari, car number 534, doing a very good job for his first showing, doing his captain very proud. Even Exo, that basically had no practice, jumped into the qualifying, didn't really log a time. He's up in 14th position, so that's he's good friends with Team Little Bear, and it just so happens to be that those 2 guys are in the same sort of similar positions, which is ironic. But just looking at HSV Tyre and Footner, they're already coming up on lap traffic, which is interesting, and doing a very good job at letting them go through. So another example of good racecraft on road. from those guys adhering to blue flags. So I really appreciate that as Eagle goes past as well with Crashy, mate. Good effort.
I think we've seen that all season as well, guys doing their absolute best to get out of their way. Obviously, Brands Hatch is one of those tracks where it's a little bit more difficult to do, but we've seen that pretty regularly throughout the season. So good to see it continuing as they filter across the line again. 2:02.9 to HSV, so he steps up the pace, and that time around, Footner was the slower of the trio. So HSV just turning the wick up ever so slightly. 2:02.9 on that last one, so he's definitely in the groove right now of this one. Just sort of down the rest of the field. And the other car that's sort of really close would be Simon and Sadud. So Simon in the Ferrari and Sadud's in the Bentley. So Bentley occupies 3 of the top 6 positions. And the top 5, they're all 4 of them front engine cars. Rear-engined Audi there as well. Jamie, last week you, I guess you were a beneficiary of a friendly BOP, if you like. You still put on a dominating performance though. The BOP around here, do you know much about it? Questions without notice. And is this track a car as suited to the front-engine cars around here? Is it sort of pointing towards now?
I think there is a bit of an acceptance that perhaps a front-engine car might be tend to be a little bit more stabler over the top, but I think ultimately, just with the challenge of this track, I think it's more to do with your driver confidence and the setup and the balance that you have. I've driven here in both front and mid-engine cars, and to be honest, it's the stick behind the wheel which is the differentiator, and particularly for me, who struggles a little bit around here.
So not a favourite, this track?
I love it, but it's just I can't get it right here, and I can't quite figure out why. Every time I seem to improve in little areas, but never quite enough to really kind of challenge Vic and Slambo, where we are normally battling out in most of the races in the season. So hopefully I can turn it around next week.
All right, so they're starting to dip a little bit further into the 202s now. So pace is definitely livening up, and obviously the fuel load's starting to come down as well. But Footnote got a little bit loose out of the chase there. Got a yellow flag somewhere on the track. That's all gone. So the top 3 still just pounding around 277. I think someone had an...
Oh, that was close. Ty nearly into the wall there at Griffin's Bend. He's getting a bit loose in the tail end, actually. I just noticed that Footner's obviously a very, very keen person to be running up front, and we'll be seeing that thinking, okay, where's my opportunity going to be? So we'll size him up for a couple of laps, I reckon. Actually, to be honest, we're talking about Cameron here. We'll probably just make a pass very, very soon.
That is true. He's not a man of a lot of patience, Cameron Footner.
Nah, he's not. But Ty's, wide. Yeah, very, very loose rear end. And cameras will not be wanting to hang around here for too long, given the fact that HSV's got that top end speed down Conrod Straight. So interesting. I know that Cameron's running a pretty high wing as well, which the Bentley's probably topping out at about 267 kilometres an hour down here, but with a tow, he might be able to push it up to about 279. Certainly not making any ground on Ty down through the chase.
Well, you were on the
which
money.
Is interesting.
You did 280 clicks down there in the...
Oh, yeah, there you go.
So you were right on the money.
Excellent. Hey, Jamie, just I was thinking about your comments there before. You saying that you can't get it right here at Bathurst. I'm thankfully I'm back for next week's race, so I can see myself racing around next week when I'm behind all you guys and you're out the front, and I'll be saying, bloody Jamie reckoned he couldn't get it right around this track, and here he is up in P1.
Well, even
hope.
Slambo's getting in on the action as well, saying in the chat, don't worry, he can't string 5 laps together either in the Audi around here. So we'll probably see them in P1 and P2 next weekend, man. Just dominating.
Yeah. Well, look, to be honest, one of the you talk about front engine versus mid engine cars around here. With the Audi, the Ferrari, and you're in the Ferrari, Jamie, correct me if I'm wrong, but some of the bumps here can be quite brutal and can absolutely spear the car off into all sorts of directions where the Bentley sort of rides. And Footner's just hit the wall.
Oh, he has too. Yeah. So just caught that. Had that on the helicopter.
Yep, airwave damage. So just coming out of Quarry's corner there, he's just tail ends come out a little bit into repark and just clip the corner edge of the concrete wall, which he will not be very happy about. But yeah, so just saying with the Audi, like it's definitely, you know, you come along McPhillamy into Skyline and there's the curb in there on the outside which you can ride, but if you just get that a little bit wrong, it will absolutely turn the car around, and that's some of the stresses that those guys will be having lap every 90 minutes of doing laps, thinking, am I going to get it right? Yeah, so it's whilst they're quick, they're very, very temperamental to track bumps. I'm not sure, JB, what's the Ferrari like going through some of the bumps?
Very susceptible over the top, so you've really got to have confidence working on that setup to ensure that you've got a compliant rear end, and that you're working your tyres hard enough throughout the lap, so when you're getting over the top that they're in the right window. You don't want to be giving up any grip with your tyres over there in the Ferrari, otherwise it's not a good time. And speaking of that, well, I was following along with Ty for a few laps there, and I was just wondering, because he had that one lap where he was a little bit off, he was not making apexes and running wide, and I was wondering, because he was trying to run with HSV there, who had upped the pace if he perhaps went a bit too hard on his tyres that lap, but he's thankfully got a bit of a reprieve now with Footner's mistake.
And that Footner mistake as well has just dropped him back a little bit further into the clutches of another Penong driver, Eagle Wind too, and Crashy Mate's still hanging in there as well, so he's not going anywhere. He's had really good pace throughout this one, so he's going to be a danger back there as well in P5. But yeah, right now it's HSV. He's got a 2-second gap now over Ty Morgo. He's 3 seconds up the road ahead of Cameron Footner, who's going to just have to regroup. It doesn't look like it's had any serious damage to serious sort of, the car's not ailing or anything like that. And then Sadudes as well, so after his little excursion earlier on, he's still circulating in P6, so it looks like he was able to get away with that one, or at least drive around it right now. He's there in P6, and just noticing a few drivers have made stops, so Jam on Sickle, Someone Awesome Fly, Christoph is in there right now, Big Dom and White Shadow, so not too sure if any of them have been scheduled or not. We're only 20 minutes into this one, so we'll keep an eye on that as it unravels.
Definitely don't think it's scheduled, Nick. I think it's purely based on damage for some of them guys. So Jambon, Someone Awesome, Christoph, absolutely. With the other guys, I'm not too sure, but with an hour and 9 minutes to go, and you've pitted before that, I certainly wouldn't think that that would be scheduled, given that we started at 18 degrees track temperature, we're now up to 25 degrees. And there's a long way to go, so these tyres are going to wear out very, very quickly. So that's unfortunate for those guys, but they've taken the gamble to do the repair. I mean, certainly you don't want to drive around with a crashed car, but talking about Footner, even if you've got 10 seconds of damage, when you're driving at the highest level and really pushing every corner, every entry, every exit, that 10 seconds of damage can have massive effects. Whether it be a little bit of understeer or slight oversteer as he gets very close to the wall coming out of Quarry's corner. It does, and what it does too is, from a mental perspective, you've got damage because you push the button to see what damage you've got, and then that plays on your mind as well, knowing that that's there. So your car's not 100%. You have to adjust the way you drive. It might be some entry points. It could be could be anything, but you've got to find what that is and make that adjustment to be able to then cycle around, and then hopefully at the pit stop you can get it fixed in the mandatory fuel stop that will be coming up for some of these guys that are in the top 5, top 6.
Oh, Simon just runs a little bit wide there over the top of the mountain across Skyline. So he was having a nice little scrap there with Sadudes. But yeah, he's just run a little bit wide there. Didn't hit the wall, luckily for him. So he's managed to get away without any damage there. He's going to continue on, but he's just opened up the gap now to Sadudes, who's racing his way down Conrod Straight. But just someone awesome, though. I think he was nice and close to Team Little Bear. He has passed him. All right, so he's made that move already. So back to the front, though. HSV's got a lapped car in front of him. I think that was Christoph. Yeah, it was. And they're making their way up Mountain Straight. And looks like Ty have a little run on him here. Christoph was doing his best to get out of the way, but might have distracted HSV for a little bit. And that gap, you can see, I don't need to tell you what it is. You can actually see it on the track right now. So these two still continuing to battle away. We're almost a third race distance in this one. So we've still got 18 drivers here in the lobby. Might have lost a couple. I think Riggsy, not too sure if Riggsy actually turned a lap or not there. So
no, he was a fill-in, and then his fourth driver turned up, so he pulled back out.
Oh, yeah, there we go. So I think Mr. N. Wilson, he had a question about the championship standing. So right now, as it, once this kicked off, it was Footner on 115 points. 114 points was Ty Morgo, so one behind. And HSV, who you were asking about, was on 108 points. So I don't know what that is right now. Last season, I think Bounty was doing like a live calculation, but I haven't seen him. In the chat tonight. So maybe if he is watching, if he wants to let us know, our stats guru, check out the podium if you haven't already. But yeah, we'll have to see how we go. But what we do know is P1 and 2 on the track.
Ty's really pulled it back together after shaking off Footner, and he's really punching in some consistent laps, high 202s, low 203s, and HSV's made one or two little mistakes, and it's allowed Ty to really stick to the back of him there.
So 203.1 to HSV, 203.3 to Ty Morgo on that lap, 203.6 to Footner. So HSV leading the way on the pace. Back into the threes, they dipped into the twos for a little while there, but pace has settled back down into the threes. So
Hey Nick, sorry to interrupt, but may I offer you a tidbit?
yes, sure.
So it's come from a very good source, but there is a rumour that this is HSV's last race on console.
Oh wow, okay. There we go. The rumour mill is in. Okay, I think I think he's talked about moving to PC. So
Eagle wins in the pits as well. I think he might have had a crash.
Can't see any damage.
Sure. 25 minutes into the race, maybe a little bit early for a scheduled stop, but couldn't see anything significant there that would indicate that he needs to come in to repair some damage. His teammate that time goes all over the back of HSV. A little bit further back though, Simon, he's worked his way back up on the rear of that Bentley.
That? 666 is sitting there at Forest Elbow. Oh, it's Eagle, Exo.
Yeah. Oh.
That's not a good spot to sit when the leader's coming through.
Yeah, he's had big damage. So not a good spot at all. It used to actually be called the Devil's Elbow.
It did, mate.
Yeah, back in the day. So before it was renamed Forest Elbow after, because Jack Forrest, he crashed there on a motorbike. He hit his elbow there. That's why they call it Forest Elbow. So
okay.
There we go. A little bit of history. Anyway, back to Simon though. He's right on the back of Sadudes. He was a lot closer earlier on, but just made that little mistake across Skyline and dropped back a bit further, but he's worked his way back into contention here to make this pass and then go through the chase. It used to be called Caltex chase back in the day.
Showing your age, mate.
Yeah. What was the cutting? What did they used to call the cutting? BP cutting, I think it was, something like that.
I think it was actually.
Yeah.
Now that it's so many things have changed like over the years, but way back in the day when I used to watch Bathurst as a kid, I remember to sit on the beanbag on the Sunday morning watching the ABC symbol for about 3 hours, waiting for this to turn up, and then literally just sit there and watch it all day, and then ride my bike around flat out about halfway through the race pretending I was a race car. So
here we go. Here's Simon. He's going to go around the outside. That will make a little bit of contact there. Doesn't put him into the wall though. So just every time he gets close, something sort of happens to move him back again. So a little bit of Rubbins racing is all right there as they go up through the cutting now. So he's going to have to work his way back yet again on the back.
bless you.
Of that Bentley, thank you. I pressed the cough button on that one. So, so he managed to see what he can do again. It's less than a second between HSV and Ty Morgan. So race is settled into a very nice rhythm right now. So it's HSV from Ty Morgan, Footnut, Crashy Mate Subdued. Sets your top 5. Simon putting in a really good effort, really impressive on his debut. Aaron cracking up there as well. That's a really good result for him. We haven't seen too much of him this evening actually. He's in 8th spot. Sparky God and then Eaglewind, who is the first of the runners that have made their pit stop. So keep an eye out for him. And it'll be interesting to see when our leaders decide to pit it again. There they go side by side. This is Simon and Lukey. Can he get it done this time, Simon? No, he cannot. Oh, Lukey runs deep though through the chase. He's going to have to go across the grass. And Simon's going to have the momentum to swing past. So, Lukey's going to have a go up the inside here. And he does. He retains that spot back from... Simon is slowing right down here. What's going on here? Is he...
Probably readdressing, I'd say.
No, he's almost come to a stop.
Oh.
That was really weird. Okay, not sure what happened there, but I thought he was maybe going to stop to quit or something. I have no idea what's happened there, but he's lost a ton of positions. Kraken went through, so did Aaron. So he's just dropped 2 spots there after he took one from Lukey. So in the meantime,
he might have had a equipment failing or something like that, Nick.
Yeah, might have had some sort of technical difficulty there. Someone who's not having any technical difficulties is Kraken on the screen, chasing down the Aston Martin of the Selby Acoustics team. Belongs to Aaron. He's going to work their way up the mountain. So this is for P6 and P7. So Aaron, a very steady performer. So very solid driver. No easy feat to get past him, but Kraken has had a really good first season here in ACC. He's come from the world of F1, where he's where I've known him from anyway. I think this is his first kind of foray into ACC. So good to see him making the jump and doing really well too with it as well. So he's going to give Aaron a bit of a hard time here, but like I said, Aaron's definitely no slouch.
No, definitely not. He's, again, another one of the SAR boys, representing the team very well. K-Man will be very happy with that. So, actually, just speaking about K-Man, we've got him in the online, actually, if we can get him into the stream for some special comments. But while we wait for that there to happen, it's very close at the top. I've got to tell you, I'm very surprised that these two guys have been able to stick together like they have. We've got a 10 degrees difference from race start. I've noticed that Footner has dropped off quite a bit, and I'm just wondering if maybe his tyres are, well above the optimum temperature that they should be running at. So the fact that these guys are still running like this together just goes to show that the level of practice that they've put in. HSV's coming up at a back mark.
Yeah,
This is going
this
to be
is trouble.
shocking down through the S's. Oh, brilliant. So he's done the right thing by just taking the shortcut through there, which is good.
Great work from him.
Well done.
And I think we do have K-Man in the party chat.
Evening, gentlemen. Jamie, Ads, Nick, how are we?
We are very
Good, mate. Self?
Very well. Very well indeed.
What do you think of your
What are your
boys
thoughts?
tonight?
Sorry, go Nick. Sorry.
No, go for it. Go for it. How about you take it away?
All right. K-Man, you've been watching. What are you seeing so far, mate?
I think, look, I've been fairly heavily focused on obviously on the front three. And I think the biggest thing that I'm noticing at the minute is, you know, drivers, and we all know how hard it is to stay in a rhythm. And I think we're sort of seeing some of them drifting in and out, you know, of that rhythm so far. And, you know, I think Ty hasn't clipped the wall. HSV did, Footner did. I happened to be on board with them when they both just sort of, you know, got a little bit sideways and give the wall a bit of a kiss up the top of the mountain. So I think it's rhythm is the biggest thing that the guys are sort of, you know, struggling with. And then you've also got, you know, the championship that really, unfortunately, someone awesome, I believe, had a bit of an altercation quite early on. But it's anyone's, you know, it's anyone's championship. So I think they're feeling the pressure.
No, you're definitely right. I've just noticed too that Footner was 4 seconds behind Ty Morgan and has pulled it back to about 3.2 seconds as the last timing has recorded. But these two guys at the front are getting very, very close to concrete walls. We're up to 29 degrees, and it's certainly going to be an eventful race. But just wanted to talk about Simon in the Ferrari. He's the new racer to your team. How's everything going there?
Look, we haven't had a lot of time to chat, to be brutally honest. He is a friend of Footner's, based in South Australia. They do a bit of karting together. That's how their sort of, you know, relationship has sort of come about. Look, he's on board to, you know, have some good racing and really enjoy himself, which is, you know, Race on Oz is exactly the right place for him to be.
Yeah, and I think that there was a perfect display of that at the start of the race, and I wanted to thank you personally, myself too, mate, for you know, relaying to your guys with regards to the race start going 3 wide. It went better than I was expecting, and I apologise to the guys out there watching for a 50-year-old bloke getting emotional like I did. That just goes to show how much this stuff means to me. But the way that it all come together, I can tell you it looked absolutely spectacular to have the 3 wide and everyone being involved with that. Just shows how everyone's on board with making sure that we've got each other's back and we support each other, and you know, that just speaks volumes. And so yeah, mate, thank you so much for being part of that as well.
No, not a problem. You're more than happy to do so. You know, look, you know, our league is open to not just men but women. But you know, currently we're a lot of blokes racing together, and you know, family tragedies as Paul Gaz is currently dealing with, and others have had to deal with in the past, and you know, mental health issues. You know, it's about the guys that are here and part of Race on Oz to know and to understand that, you know, they can reach out to anybody to have a chat. You know, it's not just about the racing, turning up on a Tuesday night each week or each fortnight. It's about what we can offer beyond that.
Yeah, no, and well said too. And that doesn't just extend to the races, that extends to, you know, the people that turn up for, like Nick, doing the commentating and the time that he takes out of his own personal life to come and, you know, do the stuff that he does at such a high level. And especially what we've been, you know, with Nick's guidance, what we've been able to bring to the viewers this time has been absolutely fantastic. So, and I'm just looking at the people watching. I'll say it every week, I'll say it every round. Hit the like button, guys. this is a special moment, this one, and definitely, you know, the numbers speak for themselves with all the views that we get. You know, one day we'll be able to look back on this opportunity and go, we were part of this, and it's turned out to be quite big, and you know, and it's all because of you guys that are watching right now that help push it along and support us. So really appreciate the comments that have been coming through too. The feedback has been absolutely fantastic, so thank you so much for that. And we love you guys from where we're sitting in the comms box. We love you guys coming on every round and giving us the support and all the things that you do for us, so thank you so much again. Okay, man, you happy to hang around for a little bit and offer some commentary as we go along?
Absolutely.
If that's all right with you, Nick.
Close in a little bit more, I'll just sit here quietly.
Awesome. I was going to say it might be a case of more the merrier. There seems to be a bit of a petition going on in the chat to get Riggsy in here as well. So I don't know if either of you could organise that, but we might hear from the CDA captain, if you like. I believe he's the is it Burrow Dog's the coach? David
That's
Cody?
correct. CDA captain.
Yep. Maybe we can get him in the party with us to give us his input into how he thinks HSV is doing at the moment, because he's pumping in some nice lap times. He was half a second quicker than Ty Morgo on that last lap, as was Footner. So those two guys just starting to ramp it up there, half a second quicker than Ty Morgo on that last one. So maybe Ty had a little bit of a mistake somewhere along the line there, but this is heating up very nicely. It's really coming along. And I've got to say, I'm loving the time evolution of this one as well. Cracking idea to start early in the morning, finish in the afternoon. It feels like it's a real race, if that makes sense. You know, that Bathurst is obviously generally a 6-hour race, and you get that progression throughout the day. And I think this is definitely you're onto a winner, Adman. I know that you had a lot to do with this, so yeah, loving it right now. Hope everyone else is enjoying it, and I think there's even more encouragement for Riggsy to get in the chat. We know he loves to be on. We know that he loves to be in the chat. And
I'll tell you, Riggsy coming into the chat would be the difference between me going to a blue light disco wearing Rome's versus Dunlops. Adidas Rome's.
Mate, if that doesn't get Chris Riggs in the chat, I don't know what will. He can talk to us about his calendar as well that he's got. He might be coming out later this year too. So we'll see if we can get him in there. In the meantime, we'll concentrate on the action. And Kraken, he is in the action right now. He's just taken P5 away from Sadhu. So he's having an absolutely cracking race. He started down there in P15. He finds himself in P5 right now, and we are approaching the halfway mark of this one. He's absolutely flying at the moment. Do I have a lap time of his last one? No, I don't. We'll see what it is next time around. But
Footner in the wall again. Just brushed it.
Yep.
He was just starting to creep up and make a little bit of ground, but he seems to have undone it.
Yeah, he did, Jamie. And Joe Mahoney called it in the chat a little while back, saying Footner pit and sort of break the mould of what these other two guys at the front are doing. So I'm not sure if that would be the correct move, but why wouldn't you just give it an opportunity and see what it does?
He also clipped the inside wall on the previous lap because I happened to be on board with him coming onto Conrod. Just clipped it slightly and lost a bit of time there as well. So he'll be carrying a little bit of damage, no doubt.
Yeah, how does that car look to you guys? Does it look like it's not the first time he's had a little bit of contact with the walls tonight, so it's sort of those little bits can add up.
Yeah, he's got some side damage, little scrapes. He's coming into the pits now, so this is probably a really good move. Put some fresh tyres on, come out, blast a few laps out, catch up to these other guys. Now, the HSV and Ty Morgo will see him go in there. This is going to be their opportunity as they come around as to whether they pit, but I know that HSV and Ty Morgo have done a lot of practice, so it's certainly they'll be sticking to script, I reckon, but this is a good move by Footner to be able to come in. Yeah, he's definitely got damage down the right side.
Yeah, have a look at it.
Yeah, change the tyres, fuel it back up, take the tear off on the windscreen and get back out there and put some good laps together. Here he is, the man of the moment.
Ah, hey, look at. Geez, it didn't take much to get him in there, did he? He's got a rubber arm.
Mate, you got to give the fans what they ask for. How are we, boys?
Well, thank
Yeah,
you.
good mate, thank you.
Yeah. First of all, well said, K-Man. I second everything that K-Man said. So that's, well done.
Yeah,
Anyway,
no,
how's this
100%.
race? How good is this race?
Yeah, it's looking good. It's definitely looking good. Being a 90-minute race too, it's awesome having you guys in here as well, and we've got Jamie as well that's been able to provide some really good commentary around some of the technical stuff that goes on.
All right, so we've just got a question from the chat as well for Riggsy. So we want to know about the calendar, Riggsy. Mr. N. Wilson started this.
Oh, who's this? Oh.
And we all want to know about it. We've referenced it a few times. I know Fiona wants to know about it as well.
She does, actually.
She was a photographer.
We want
the
to.
calendar, so...
We want to know, when's it
right.
coming out? Are you giving away signed copies? Does the championship winner get one this season? What's
Well, as
what's the
far
go?
as I know, there's one copy getting around, and Squid's got it.
Okay.
So I've seen him post a picture, and there was a picture of the calendar on his wall in the background.
All right then.
That's as much as I know about it, Nick.
All right.
You weren't dressed up in a Kermit the Frog costume by any chance, were you, Riggsy?
Oh no, I leave green suits for you, mate.
What do you think of your championship contender right now, HSV? Out in the lead. Did you speak to him this week? Have you spent much time with him?
We've had quite a few chats, and he just, he was confident. It's his track. The car's feeling good. He's actually gone at least 0.2 quicker than any time I've heard of through the week in quali. So look, he's doing everything right. If he just holds it together, he'll be good.
And are the rumours true? Is it his last race on console before he moves to PC?
Look, I do believe it is. I haven't heard anything fully official yet, but I do believe he could be moving to PC. So there's an opening in CDA, guys. Get your resumes in.
There's trouble here on the cut in the dipper. Just avoided it.
Who was that? Sorry.
Someone went around and HSV was coming through very, very fast, but I think they've got through there.
Looked like it was Big Dom who's got some damage there to that Audi, so that's not looking very healthy right now. He'll have to make his way into the pits. He's already been there at least once tonight, so he'll make another appearance in there. Right now, just a quick update. If we go halfway, so it's HSV who is leading by 2.3 seconds. He's ahead of P&L driver Ty Morgo. Crashy mate in P3, so he's had a really good race. He's been the quiet achiever. This guy, here we go, boys. So HSV making his stop. We'll follow it all the way to the end. We'll see if he makes sure he hits his marks. Ooh, that was pretty hot coming in there. Well. Yeah, Ty follows him. So this is
interesting.
Yeah.
I think that's a smart move. I'm just watching Footner, and his current quickest lap is a 2:02.86, and he is slightly in the green. He's just losing it a bit, but he's obviously that new set of boots is working well for him.
He was in the pits for about 50 seconds though, so he clearly had a bit of damage and he fixed it all up.
Crashy coming in too to join these guys. What will Kraken do? Will he make his way into the pits, or will he take the lead and lead a race for the first time this... No, he won't. Oh, I was going to build it up. He stole my thunder. Come on, Kraken. Why didn't you sacrifice your strategy for me building it up? But anyway, so he's going to make his... And Lukey's following him in. So this is the last 5 drivers to pit. We're just over the halfway mark. They're all coming in, and now here's Footner coming through the chase. He's got someone in front of him, I'm not too sure. It's a Bentley. HSV is out. Ty Morgo. So. Yep, Ty Morgo is out. That is, and then Footnote just coming around through Murray. So still a bit of a gap, quite a large gap between the between HSV, Ty Morgo and Footnote in terms of the championship. is Crashy, mate. He's all done. Cracking in there. So is Sadudes. So that'll be everyone's made their stop. And now it's going to be just a straight fight to the very end. Who can survive? And right now, HSV in the box position right here.
Oh, look, this is coming down to the wire. All HSV needs to do now is keep it nice and clean for the next 42 minutes. So far, he's done a brilliant job. Ty Morgo will know what his game plan is. He's done the practice. He knows exactly what the track temperature will be doing. And I know that all week he's been wishing for the rain. He sent me plenty of messages about that. It hasn't happened. So that's fortunate for the rest of the guys, but yeah, look, it's we're going to have lap traffic, like that incident that happened with Big Don before when HFE was coming through into the S's and the cutting. That's all it needs is for something like that to happen. Line turn in, bang, someone's there, you get the damage, or you hit the brakes hard, and all of a sudden, tyres on his back end again.
Alright, so this is actually pretty interesting for the championship. So Crashy has inserted himself between Ty and Cameron, which means that then Ty and Footner are no longer equal on points as they were running previously, 2 and 3. So Footner's got to bridge the gap to Crashy.
Alright, let's see what sort of times Crashy is putting in. We'll just wait for him to come across the line. HSV was a 3 minute flat. 3 minutes flat for Ty Morgo as well. So obviously they're outlaps after the pits. What does Crashy do? Here is for a 2:52.3, and we'll just wait for Footnut to cross the line, who was on a timed lap there. So 2:52.3, and Footnut a 2:03.3. So alright, so obviously big discrepancies. We'll go the next lap. Probably going to lap early there. But anyway, I wanted to ask K-Man. As we watch one of your cars getting past, I think that is Fly. Who have you? Who's impressed you this season? I think someone awesome's had a great season. Have you been sort of regularly in contact with him? What's been his thoughts?
Well, yes, absolutely, mate. He finished 6th last season. Obviously, he's running in the PS4 and in the PS5. So, he's up there. Was sitting up there in 4th place. Before tonight's event, hoping to maybe snaffle a podium into a P3. That currently looks highly unlikely given his early accident that he had. So, look, he's definitely very, very consistent. When you look across the rest of the SAR team, we're lacking a little bit of punch up front, at the real pointy end. Consistency can definitely help you. But hey, look, there's some new guys. They're learning. They're getting quicker. They're asking questions, and share a setup or two, along the way, and that's what it's about.
Yeah.
It's about enjoying yourself. I've always said to many people, look, I'm happy to race, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, and if I'm racing against, Gaz and I, I've had some great battles over the seasons, side by side, and, into pits and out of pits, and he's in front or I'm in front, and that's what it's about. Yeah, that's what it's about. So,
and that learning part that you're talking about, then also what you guys were referring to before in Adman as well, just around the camaraderie shit that that you have with your teammates and the banter and whatnot as well. And I'll ask you the same thing, Riggsy. Who's stood out for you this season amongst your guys? Obviously HSV, but who else has been up there for you?
HSV had a really strong S5.2. He's gone into this season. I think he had a bit of pressure on him because he was expected to be the favourite. But he's done well, as expected. Sparky's been a good, he's been in the 10 a lot, and he keeps it consistent. Lukey, man, he showed some blinding speed. Like at the start of this race, he was on fire. He just gets a bit excited, I think. So once he settles that down and sort of builds a bit more racecraft, he'll be right up there.
What happens to your man Sparky? Because he's a bit all over the place sometimes. When he's on, he's on.
Yeah.
He's
That's
really
right.
on. But
When he's on, he's on, and when he's off, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's just a setup or it gets into his head that it's, he's going to be slow at that track or whatever. But he will still bring it home. Like, I know his strategy tonight, and I'm watching him. But yeah, hopefully he can get back up there into the 10, and he'll be happy. He set himself with the 10.
Okay. All right. Well, he's P13 now. He's a fair way off flying someone awesome, and you got the SAR boys there in there. Now, I do have a championship update. Do we want to hear it?
Yes, please.
Yeah,
All right, here we go. So Bounty, once again, has not let us down. So absolute legend that he is. So he's in the chat right now. As of a couple of minutes ago, it was Bounty said it was Ty leading on 143 points. Footner on 142 and HSV on 139. So it is super close at the top right now. But it is at this stage right here, right now, Ty Morgo leading from Footner, leading from HSV. That's the championship standing. So it is coming down to the very, very end of this one. We've only got just a tick under 37 minutes remaining. So this one is far from over, but we are beginning to closing in on the final third of this one, and I think it's set up absolutely magnificently. HSV, Ty Morgo, and Crashy Mate just spoiling the party there right now, just in front of Footner. So he's going to have to get past Crashy to insert himself into P1 right now.
Yeah, well, he's certainly got he's got a fair bit of workload ahead of him to do that, and I think the only thing that will assist him at the moment is if Crashy makes a mistake or there's lap traffic that assists with slowing him up at some point in time. But yeah, it's certainly we predicted that it was going to be a close race tonight, and right now it is. But the two guys at the front are doing an exceptional job. And so far so good by these guys. It's just an amazing display of the practice that they put in, and that's a difference.
And a big thanks to Bounty for doing that for us as well. So I have no doubt he'll keep us informed as we proceed. And that's car number 10 gets a stop-go penalty for, I think it was for corner cutting, and that's Big Dom. So he's down there in. Oh, is he in P6? No? Yeah, something.
It's showing 17, P17.
17, there you go. So I thought he was a bit further down than that. So unfortunate for him. And your man Aaron doing pretty well at the moment, K-Man. He's giving chase to your other teammate Simon as well. So he's been solid.
Aaron's had a bit of a tough season this year. Or this season, I should say, purely that he hasn't come to grips with the Aston. But that's part and parcel of it. That's one of the things that I do try to encourage in Team SAR is to change cars. Each car needs a different driving style, and I think that makes people better drivers to being able to adapt. So he's stuck with it, and we'll make a change for the next season. Aaron's another one that will probably be going to PC, but after he received his PC, he finally got an pre-ordered PS5, so he's going to do both.
All right, nice. So there's a few other. I think Crashy Mate, the rumour was going around that he was going to go to PC. So a few. There'll be obviously movements coming and goings at the end of this season as well. So we'll have to wait and see. But in the meantime, we'll concentrate on what we've got right here, right now. Race is kind of in a bit of a lull. What have you seen, Jamie? What have you been watching? What have you been keeping your eye on?
Close eye on Crashy and Footner. So Crashy had a couple of slow laps. It looks like he was struggling to build up a bit of temperature and therefore confidence. So Footner closed in on him by a couple of seconds, but then hit the wall again. Not too heavily, but now the gap's kind of stable at about 8 seconds, and they're running very similar times. So Cameron needs to pull something out here if he's to do anything. And yeah, just having a look at that stop-go 10-second penalty for Dom. And I can't think of what a stop-go 10-second penalty is. I can't recall seeing one like that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Adman, do you know?
No, I don't, mate. It's one of the things that's come up a couple of times now, and I'm not terribly sure. But I noticed that Dom was around McPhillamy along Skyline when that popped up, and that's where the yellow flags was, and then he's gone back to the pits. So he's obviously pulled the pin on it, but I'm not terribly sure.
Well, he's got 10 seconds nonetheless. Christoph is looking to put a move here up Mount Straight on Team Little Bear in that livery that you just can't miss. And I think he has managed to pull it off. No, he hasn't. Oh, he gets a little bit squirrely at the back there. Doesn't make any contact, thankfully. Now, just a little bit more information regarding the championship. So, in terms of a countback system, Footner would win based on the countback. He's won twice. Ty's only one, has not won a race. So there you go. So this is a little added twist, if you like, into what we can see at the end of this one. So just a little footnote for everyone before we get too far into here. Just following Christoph now.
And so that's an example too of being consistent in your races. I think I recall Footner, at one stage there very early in the piece had a bit of an incident and had a poor finishing, but Ty Morgo every round has just been consistent, and he's fighting for the championship win. So that's just shows you that you don't have to win a race to win the championship.
I think, did James Courtney do that 1 year in V8 Supercars? Didn't win a race and...
Briggsy might be able to answer that question for you, mate. He's a racer himself.
What's that?
He's at the blue light disco.
Yeah.
I'm actually watching you guys on my phone and listening.
Glad to hear you're paying so much attention. You sound like me in most of my meetings these days. We're just saying, did James Courtney win a V8 Supercars championship without winning a round or winning a race? I think
he won the championship in the DJR Falcon.
Yeah.
And I remember it came down to that crazy final in Sydney.
Yeah.
In the wet, where him and Wingcup come together and they put the cars back together.
Yeah, I just can't
back
remember.
out.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes.
It was insane, and because it was the first race he had to do that, wasn't it? Just to finish to.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And then they had the supercars scrutineers were like ironed the cars off, and then there was a big thing after it. Were they safe to go axle on track?
Oh, okay.
Here we go. So JJ Russell Lingle won the championship after winning one race. I think it was Russell Lingle who won. Maybe that's who I'm thinking of. Alright. So we got some info on the penalty as well. So where was it? SG10 occurs when you get a track limit penalty after a drive-through. So that was JJ in there as well.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, me neither.
That's interesting.
We'll have to take his word for it because neither of us.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Anyway. Alright, so we've got a third race distance left. We've got less than half an hour remaining in this one. It is HSV in control right now, 4.3 seconds ahead of Ty Morgo. Crashy mate there in P3. He's 12.5 seconds behind Ty. Footnut there in P4. Eagle Wind in 5th, so looking very, very strong right now. P&L. Kraken up there in 6th. Sadudes, Simon, Aaron, and Someone Awesome. That's your top 10 right now. 28 minutes and 45 seconds left to go in this one. And yeah, we're right at the pointy end now. The last third of this one. This is the last race of the season for the PS4 division. This one far from finished, far from over. This we've still got a while to go before.
Yeah. Nick, hopefully you're still there. I heard a noise. I wasn't quite sure, but yes, very far from finished.
Yep.
They've looking forward to seeing what next season brings as well. Some of the guys, like K-Man was saying, with the cars that have been chosen, might be new for these guys this season. But certainly an opportunity for them to get to know them and know the setups and familiarise yourself with that. But I believe that Jamie, I'm going to put you on the spot here, mate. So the Ferrari's going to be parked up in the garage. Is that correct?
That'll be parked up, yeah. Put the cover over it, and we'll have a look at other rides for next season.
I think Vic said you go on the Jaguar.
Yeah, Vic and Slambo are pushing that one on me hard, so I can't think of why they might be doing that, but they are.
Yeah. No, it's a good opportunity. I mean, it's short season, which has been excellent. There's certainly been some road bumps along the way, and I think that the wider community has gotten together and done a very good job at smoothing those bumps out and coming together to get it still happening for the guys each week and each round, which has been fantastic. So big shout out to all the people that have participated with that. That's been excellent as well. But certainly looking forward to season 7. Some new tracks, some tracks that we haven't seen for a couple of seasons, which will be interesting. I know that one of the tracks is potentially Zandvoort, so Cameron did make it very clear through the chat last week that he hasn't even driven an effing lap around Zandvoort, so he doesn't know how he's going to go. Doesn't even know what it looks like. But look, I have no doubt that he'll accustom himself to it very well, like he does with every other track that he's been on. But it's going to be exciting.
I think so, and there was some news on the PS5 front as well in terms of an update. It was very vague.
Ooh, do share.
Yeah, it was very, very vague, but I think it was more of an acknowledgement that yes, there is something wrong with it, and we're going to fix it, and we're aware of it, but they weren't really they weren't forthcoming with too much detail. So you don't know what they're doing, but at least there's the acknowledgement that, hey, we know that something's wrong with it and we're going to fix it. When they're going to fix it, I don't know, but hopefully, fingers crossed, in time for next season. I actually jumped in a lobby on Friday night with Riggsy and Mr. N. Wilson. The functionality was a lot better in a private lobby than it was in the Ruse lobby, so I haven't tested since in a Ruse lobby, but we'll have to just wait and see. But I think the first step in fixing something is acknowledging that something's wrong. So that's we'll just have to sit tight and wait and see. But hopefully next season on the PS5 we can have full proper broadcast, because I don't know about you, it's not that much fun to broadcast. It may be fun to watch, I don't know, but we'll see. His team Little Bear just getting out of the way of Aaron as he crosses the top of the out there, but we don't have too much on track action right now. It's sort of all petered out a little bit.
We might not be too far away from it, Nick.
Yep.
Footnar is closing in on Crashy. Footnar was up on his personal best lap just then, and Footnar was up by the same amount. The problem for Crashy is Footnar's quickest lap was faster than his, so he's definitely coming.
All right, here we go. So he's, I think he can see Crashy, or he's just disappears around the corner.
No, you can see him. I know when he goes around the corner, certainly, but you can definitely see him. We've got 24 minutes to go. We're at a race time of 3:18 in the afternoon. So if this starts to push out to like 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, in the evening, early evening, the clouds, the shadows across the track could be a big contributor to this and how it plays out. And you mentioned it earlier, Nick, with regards to the way that this has been set up for the Friday, Saturday and Sunday race, because we've got to take into account that we've got the support races as well, so we don't want to forget about those guys. But it's just big shout out to Ty, because he has been the one that's been pioneering some of the testing with what we've been setting up. So we're really thankful for that, and I know it's been a little bit unsettling for some of the guys, but going by tonight's result so far, it hasn't inhibited them too much, and it looks like they're having a really good time.
Yeah, I think it's been a great initiative, and I've personally really enjoyed it. So if it continues on next season, we'll keep a track of in terms of lap times as well. So Footnut pushing pretty hard. We know that he has genuine pace around here, so we'll see what the times are as they cross the line very, very shortly. Oh, Big Dom again. Oh, he's in the pits anyway. So Crashy goes a 2:03.7. What can Footner do here? A 2:03.4, so it takes 3/10 out of him on that lap there. So Footner probably going to have to do a little bit better than that to chip away, but 22, just under 23 minutes left. Mr. and Wilson saying Crashy might have some damage or bad tyres maybe. Not sure. This is where the fatigue part comes into play, doesn't it? In terms of, what's going on here? We've got Simon and Saduz. They've been tied at the hip for a lot of this one. But this is where that fatigue part plays its part, where you've been racing for, they would have done almost an hour of practice, and people have worked today. Well, most people would have. They're using their wheels as well, so it's a physical activity. We'll see. Oh, Lukey just going very, very defensive there, trying to keep Simon away. So we'll see who can keep their wits about them as we close in on the final 20 minutes of this one. Round 5, season 6 of Race on Oz. And yeah, these two have been pretty good. Not too sure if K-Man's still on the line, but I'm sure he'd be pretty impressed with Simon's debut tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I spoke to him, right, obviously just pre-race. His plan was to go out, keep his nose clean, and enjoy himself. He even asked, prior to tonight's race, who are the championship contenders, what are the cars I've got to watch out for. So very, very mindful of him coming in for the last event of the season and trying not to upset, some key people throughout the course of the race, which I thought was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, no, very respectful sort of idea a respectful way to go about it. And he's had a cracking battle with Sadudes for a lot of this one, so he's definitely put on a show. We'll see if he comes back again next season as he follows him down through towards the dipper here. Left hand of that iconic shot.
He's definitely got some clean lines, that's for sure.
He's looked good. He's looked really good so far.
You snagged a good one there, K-Man.
I think so. I absolutely think so. Snapped one up, so very, very handy to have.
No, awesome, mate. Well done.
Alright, so we'll have a look at lap times again. It's still a ways away. So HSV, 2.3 seconds is the gap. That's been maintained for a little while now, I think.
That was out to 4. That was out to 4 seconds.
He's pulling him in.
Oh, he runs.
Very closely.
He runs deep there as well, so he's just completely straight lined it, and Ty's all over the back of him now. You can see him. All right, so maybe there's some late race pressure starting to build. Ooh, he gets pretty close to the wall as well. Out of Forest Elbow. Oh, this is not over, boys. This is building very, very nicely.
I know. Oh, I was like just about to yell out, hold my beer, but I'm sitting here by myself, so that won't happen. But no, this is awesome, and you know what? This is exactly what we wanted to happen with the service setup and the strategy behind that. And it's playing out exactly, me and K-Man have had a lot of conversations over the last couple of weeks just to get it right, and this is perfect. So this is for the viewers, but this is for the guys that have put in all the practice. This is for the guys that are sitting behind the steering wheels right now, sweating their backsides off, because that's exactly what would be happening. And it's coming down to the wire, so this is why you pay big money to sit here and watch this stuff.
Ty was 0.8 faster on that lap. On the last lap there, so he's all over him. What about Crashy, mate? 2:04.4, a 2:03.5. So Footner was almost a second faster than Crashy, mate, on that last lap. You can see there's the gap between those two. So it is closing down. This podium is certainly not sorted yet. Neither is the race win. It's going to be coming a bit of a war of attrition with these top 4. It's not over by any stretch of the imagination. And Simon manages to get past Sadudes as well. So he's finally been able to do that. Every time he got a little bit closer, he seemed to something seemed to happen and he'll fall back. But now he's done it. So on debut in P6, put on a very, very solid showing. Got 18 minutes left for him to just to survive it. So good work from him. But in the meantime, we will concentrate our focus and our efforts right towards the front. 2 seconds between HSV and Ty Morgo. Can he do it? Can he take home the race win? His final race, rumoured final race, before he moves over to the dark side of PC.
Well, Ty Morgo just needs to get onto the back of HSV, especially going down Conrod to get that toe. And that will be enough of a sniff to excite himself going forwards, and know that he's definitely in a real race here, and will have an opportunity to potentially take the win, but also to bolster that championship win as well. But this is fantastic by these guys. Track temperature was, I think, it bumped up. Jamie might have been up to 30, but it's back down to 28 degrees. So this will certainly be playing with the tyre pressures with these guys as well.
Yeah, and I've been keeping an eye on some of the onboards, particularly HSV, and is definitely getting a little bit loose up the top. And
yeah, sorry, go Jamie, go. Sorry, go, keep going.
Yeah, crashes off
yeah,
into the wall.
I was going to say I saw him coming through the chase, and that is not a healthy looking Audi right now.
Big damage.
Footing us through. Yep.
I couldn't imagine doing another 16 minutes driving that thing around track. That looks terrible.
Yeah, that does not look like it would be fun to drive at all. I saw Mr. Ren Wilson said Crushy's left side looked a little scrapped up. Mate, it's a little bit more than scraped up. That is not looking good at all. So Footner has gone through. And he's going to give chase now to Ty Morgo and HSV, who they both came back to, I think HSV was a 10th faster on that last lap than Ty Morgo. So the pace is kind of realigned again, and we'll just keep an eye on the lap times from Footner as well. He's got the rabbit to chase, but he's 17.5 seconds away from Ty. That's what it says on the timing screen at the last check. So we'll have to see what it says again. But the last quarter hour is approaching. And yeah, it's 1.8 seconds now, the gap between HSV. Ooh.
Yeah, this is where it's getting close. Massive shout out to these guys, with the exception of HSV coming into the S's there and taking that little shortcut. But awesome driving, and I've been on board with these guys for a while. Hey, like with Ty Morgo, every lap, every corner entry, every corner exit has been exactly the same. So he has he's just gone over the curve there, but literally just created a habit for doing the laps, which is an amazing effort. I'll take my hat off to him for that. I know when I've been in situations of pressure, that's when things start to unravel. Reminds me of my first marriage, so I don't want to think about that too much, but it's like just an exceptional just a session of driving. It's just, it's unbelievable. So well done to Ty, and well done to HSV as well.
I think Ty was a couple of tenths faster. I can't get over that comment, man. That's hilarious.
Sorry, mate.
No, it's good. I'm laughing with you. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. That's So just recompose myself there for a second. I think Ty was a couple of tenths faster. Hey, mate, I've been there, done it as well, mate. I've been married, been there, done that. Don't want to do it again. But
HSV nearly clipped the wall there at Quarry's corner.
Well, just a little.
Very close.
Well, just a little update here on the championship standings. This is it doesn't get much tighter. Ty Morgo and Footner right now, as it stands, each on 143 points. HSV on 139. So
wow.
Based on that, I believe from earlier, the countback system it would be advantage of Footner because he has 1 races. Ty hasn't. So we've got 13 and a half minutes still to play out in this one. And Crashy Mate's pitted. So Crashy couldn't continue on with that damage and didn't look like he would be worthwhile doing that. So he's taken himself out of the equation. Eagle Wind's moved up into 4 spots. So another, it's just another great result for P&L. And I think Kraken will move his way up into P5. So top 5 finish for him too. So, but this is the battle at the front. HSV really can't do any more than what he's doing right now. He's in P1. If it was to end like this now, he would win the race, but not the championship. So it's all going to have to happen behind. It's kind of out of his hands.
Well, it is a little bit. It is a little bit, but what he needs to do is maintain that position to stop Ty coming through. So if Ty comes through, that's an outright win, and an outright win of the championship for Ty Morgo.
I think I've got him.
Ty would know too. Sorry guys, Ty would know exactly what the mathematical situation is. When he started the race 1 point behind Footner, and obviously where they currently sit. Now that he would know that to win the championship, he has to get past HSV.
Yeah, Bounty's just actually put that in the chat. If Ty passes HSV, he'll win the season. So he's got 12 minutes to work it out, and this is to quote Juzzy, this is the cookie time.
I try not to think about that, to be quite honest. Especially with Juzzy, when he says it, he's got so much passion in his voice.
He does.
He loves his cookies.
He does love his cookies. Yes.
That's the problem.
Yeah. Jamie, what were the lap times around there before we cut you off?
It was a 2:02.9 for Ty and a 2:03.1 for HSV, so not a lot in it.
Yeah. These two have been on very, very similar pace the whole night.
Well, they've got some flat traffic coming up, which there is an incident ahead of them with car 492. Yep. Looks like he's cleared that. But this is what it's going to take: is lap traffic and cars up front. Just potentially exactly that. So Bear has just recognised that, and he's going to pull in front of Ty Morgan now. Hopefully he pulls over. But 10 minutes to go is not a long time, but it's definitely long enough for things to play out.
And Ty 3:10 slower than HSV on that last one. Nice to do. It's game over. What happened? He's in the pits. Okay.
Oh, damn.
He was having a good run.
He was. I know maybe Riggsy might be able to give us a little bit of an update.
Look, just finding out now. I'm about 10 seconds behind just on what I'm watching.
Okay.
Oh, of course, yes.
I'll find out for you guys, and I'll definitely let you know.
Yeah.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate that.
Alright, so just having a look back through the field right now. We've got some good racing between Jambon Sickle and Someone Awesome. So the P&L driver versus Selby Acoustics. Someone Awesome in P8. P9 belonging to Jambon Sickle right now. This is Bentley versus Bentley. Heading down the S's into the dipper right now. A little bit loose through there from Jambon, but that looks alright. Less than 10 minutes to go. Can Ty Morgo pull this off? It's 1.8 seconds. The gap. He can see HSV. He's got him in his sights. As we go on board with him, they go through Forest Elbow and down Conrod Straight. And what's the time? It's 4:48 p.m. local time in New South Wales. So not quite enough to get a tow. It's going over 270. 280 on that one.
Yeah, that's the difference between the HSV keeping in that bay right now. Is that top end speed down Conrod Straight. The Bentley definitely does not top out at 280 without a tow, at least.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely a horsepower circuit, that's for sure.
Oh, most definitely, mate. That yeah, it's just HSV will be furiously looking in the mirror, seeing the time coming down just slightly, but the fact that he's able to keep his head and drive through, you know, this is an exceptional drive by HSV. Certainly, if you know go into PC, this is a good way to go out as well.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Going out on a high, on a win, potential championship victory, but it's, out of his hands in terms of all he can do is win, and then has to wait for everything else to happen behind him. Or Ty can pass him and he can lose, and Ty will take home the championship for P&L. So we've got 7 minutes and 50 seconds left. So we're into the single digits now, and the gap between them, where is it? It is 1.6. Well, you don't need me to tell you what the gap is. You can see it on your screen. So keep an eye on lap times. Footnote 18.6 seconds behind these guys, who has Eagle Wind behind him. Not too sure what the gap is there. So I think these are going to be the two that we focus on for the remainder of this one. A little bit of traffic up ahead as well, so they're going to have to navigate through that.
Yeah, they will. So you've got Jambon, Tickle and someone awesome are racing for position, so position 8 and position 9. We've got Exo that's just sitting in behind them. I have no doubts that he'll be pulling over for these guys to come through, but I'm not quite sure that they're going to reach someone and Jambon, but if they do, it'd be interesting to see how that plays out, because those guys are just as much in the hunt as what HSV and Ty Morgo are as well.
Ooh, Ty Morgo, he was significantly faster on that
Under
last
a second.
lap. Yeah.
I've got the story on Lukey. He's had a moment coming down the hill and he's put it in the wall at the dipper.
Ah, okay.
So, you know, Lukey's pretty passionate. He's beaten himself up, and I've just said, you know, hold your head high, get back out there and take the flag, mate.
Some very wise words.
And he's done it, so.
So we've got a Bentley up ahead. I think is that EXO? I think he
It
got out of
was.
the way. Yep.
Just got out of the way. I thought that he was probably hanging in there a little bit long, but that's okay. And Ty's right up behind HSV right now.
Yeah.
The Conrod Strait will be the telltale sign of how both these guys are travelling.
Wow, HSV's going to have to... Ooh, did he make a little clip of the wall? I'm not too sure. Oh, maybe he did, because Ty's right up behind him now. As they go down through the S's, they'll approach the dipper. Oh, mate, this is going to be very exciting. 5.5 minutes left. This is essentially for the championship right here, right now. You're going to go down through Forest. So it looked like Ty had a nice little run on him. Maybe he made a little bit of contact. And now it's going to be a race down towards the chase. Brenticles pointing out that Ty will probably just be waiting for that traffic to try and make his move. We saw EXO do a great job of getting out of the way. Difficult part of the track as well to get out of the way through there, as Ty tops out at 280 clicks, tucked in behind the big rear wing of the HSV the wing of the Mercedes belonging to HSV. Not quite close enough yet to make a move. Makes up a little bit of ground under brakes.
I don't think the traffic is going to play into this one, to be quite honest, Nick. This is going to come down to the sheer grit of these two guys that are racing right now. Mate, seriously, this is like, you know, hold your breath moments. And for who could have written the script for this? Seriously, like, this is just fantastic the way that it's going to finish. And, you know, may the best man win, but wow, this is on. Oh, Ty's gone out wide.
Yeah, braked himself a little bit there. How'd you see that, Jamie?
Yeah, he just might have ducking in the slipstream there of HSV, just might have needed to bring the braking a little bit forward and didn't react, and so it's just pushed him out wide.
And that's always the hard part, isn't it, too, when you're following that closely behind someone and wanting to make the pass.
Well,
Sorry, Nick, I cut in over the top of you
No,
there.
that's all right. That's all right. Stu was just saying this is pretty cool. Whole season is coming down to the last 4 minutes, so it is pretty cool. But it's opened up a bit of a gap now between HSV and Ty. It's back out to 1.5, and you can visibly see that. So with only 3 minutes remaining, was that a critical mistake from Ty? Was that the chance that he? Yeah, well, it wasn't really a chance. Was it just a little bit of a mistake? Someone getting really wide there, out of the way onto the dirt. Was it HSV? I'm not too sure. Can't see a car behind them. But anyway, so less than 3 minutes. So you'd probably think 2 more laps left in this one. Left in season 6 for PS4. Can HSV hang on? Footner's still in their 3rd spot. So I think right now, as it sits, I think HSV just flashing the lights there too, saying get out of the way. I've got a race to win here. Get out of here. Who is that? Is that someone awesome? I think.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. HSV furiously flashing the lights. Juzzy hates that. He's not a lights flasher.
No, he's not, and I know you said that quite a few times, but tell you what, Nick, when you sit behind the steering wheel and you've got someone in front of you that needs to move, I mean, you're trying to be a gentleman by doing it, but you push the crap out of that flash button, I can tell you right now.
Ty has gotten through there as well, so, and that's the gap you can see there on the screen. Less than 2 minutes remaining. It's so close to the wall there, HSV.
I reckon he would be holding his heart in his mouth at those moments, and probably closing his eyes for like a microsecond.
Goes down through the S's again. What's this feeling like, Jamie, knowing that you're leading a race, you could win a championship, you've done it before? What's the feeling like?
You just have every thought going through your head all at once. You're trying to tell yourself to focus on your own race, your own car, and you're also trying to second guess what the car behind you is doing, or the car, you know, who you're racing for the championship is, and you're doing calculations, looking at the totem on the left, and it can get very overwhelming. So you're just trying to calm yourself down and try and focus on the most immediate task, which is getting around the next corner, around the next lap.
Riggsy's just put 42 views for the epic final. Guys, push the like button. Seriously, we're nearly at race end. This has been an epic race, right going down to the wire. Smash that like button. We should absolutely get to 40 likes by the time the HSV or Time Morgo come across the start finish line.
Yeah, here we go. Final lap. So HSV needs to just hold on for the next 23 turns, 6.2 kilometres he's got. Is that Jambon Sickle in front of him? I think it is. Yeah, another P&L driver. So we have a little bit of P&L team tactics here to try and back him up a bit on this final lap. We're going to have to wait and see, but Ty still too far away. He's out of striking distance right now. Blue flags waving furiously by the marshals there for Jambon Sickle to get out of the way. HSV just be hoping that he does the right thing and gets clear, and so he can try and take home victory here. But right now, as it stands though, even if HSV wins, it's still looking like Cameron Footner is going to take this championship, because he and Ty tied, and it goes to a count back on who's had the most wins, and Cameron Footner has won 2 races. Ty Morgo hasn't. So if he was to win though, he would take the championship. He's closed up a lot through the S's there. This is not over.
He was so committed coming down there. It's like last chance saloon. He's just throwing everything at it.
All right, it's going to be the drag race down Conrod Straight. We've got a Bentley in front of him, in front of the Mercedes of HSV. We've got a Bentley behind him. I don't think it's going to come into play, thankfully. And they're going to go through the chase one more time. The Mercedes has definitely got the extra ponies under the hood to get himself through there. Here he comes. So he is. He started in P1. This is potentially his final race in console. HSV takes it through Murray's. He's got to take out victory. The final race of the season. Congratulations, Coach Dave Academy. HSV takes victory. Well done. Epic drive from him. That was unbelievable. Ty Morgo pushed him to absolute limit all the way. Here's Cameron Footner. So here's our champion-elect right now. Obviously, depending stewards' inquiries and all that sort of stuff. But congratulations to our provisional championship winner, Cameron Footner, who comes home to take P3 for Bruce Hale Racing. Congratulations to him. And then Eaglewind, another P&L driver. He'll be crossing the line shortly, as I think HSV is off there. There he is, doing some celebratory donuts, as he's well entitled to do. And congratulations to him. Eaglewind coming through the chase now. He's going to take home P4. HSV's all finished up there, so we'll wait for the final drivers to make their way across the line. He's had a great season, Eaglewind. He's been a big part of P&L and the reason why they're potentially going to win the team's championship. So he comes home in 4th position. Well done to him. This man here, Kraken, he's had a little bit of an incident. We haven't seen him for a little while. He's weaving all over the place right now, but perhaps that's because he's so far ahead of
super happy with his position, I reckon.
I think he's pretty pumped by the looks of things, and I think it's been a really, really well-deserved P5 for him, and a great way to finish off his rookie season as well. So big congrats to him. He's got his teammate Christoph right behind him, so congratulations to Kraken. A top 5 effort, 90-minute enduro, first time around, and I reckon he is pretty happy. Dad man, so
absolutely, mate.
By the looks of things. Here's Aaron, another great solid season from him for Selby Acoustics. He's coming home in 6th, and this man on debut in P7. Congratulations to Simon, another driver with 666 in the username, and Jambon Sickle was part of that last lap there with the race leaders. But it was this man here, HSV. Congratulations, he's taken home victory in round 5 of season 6. Unfortunately, it's not looking like it was enough to take home the championship. That potentially belongs to Cameron Footner right now due to countback. So we'll have to wait and see on all of that. But Jamie, do you want to organise the post-race interviews?
Certainly can.
I'll just lovies and leavies, boys. Thanks for having me in for a bit of a chat.
No worries.
Thanks, K-Man.
Thanks for coming.
We'll be talking soon, and look forward to the start of season 7.
Awesome, mate. Thank you so much, and thank you for all your help too.
Thanks,
No
K-Man.
worries. Cheers, guys.
Bye.
See you, mate.
All right. So, do we have P3 in there, admin?
Yes, I think.
Footnote is in.
Footner's in. We still live? I've got a connection failure come up.
Yeah, me
I
too.
think that was the game.
Oh,
Yeah.
rightio, that's all right. I'll go to Ty first. Ty, how are you?
Yeah, okay, I suppose. I'm exhausted, but yeah, just felt like I had the pace on him over the top and just can't do nothing with it there. And all I could do was watch him go off in the distance down the straight.
Yeah.
It's, yeah, a bit of a yo-yo over the lap. And that was about it.
Yeah, certainly we called that through the race too, mate. Just we knew the importance of you getting on the back of HSV to get that toe down Conrod Straight, and then with a couple of laps to go, coming into Griffin's Bend there, it looked like you probably went in a little bit deep.
No, I think HSV broke a little early.
Okay.
By surprise, yeah.
Yep.
It felt like he broke at the sign instead of the driveway, and it just that little bit. I know, yeah. Now he ran into him. I thought I was going to, and then yeah, obviously went wide, and then ended up trying to claw it back again that last 3 laps. But yeah, sort of got. If I knew it was going to break there, I would have went up the inside. But I just had heaps of confidence in that corner.
Yeah, well, look, certainly showed, and look, you sound a bit flat. I know that you really wanted the championship win, and it's provisional at the moment. But we spoke about it during the race, just with regards to the way that you've positioned your car on track, and the consistency, mate. It's an absolutely like top shelf performance from yourself, and awesome to sit here and watch. So I thank you for that personally, but also personally want to thank you for your contribution through the week with helping out with the setup of this race, mate. You've absolutely delivered tonight with between yourself, HSV and Cameron to put on an absolutely bonanza of a show for everyone that's sitting at home watching. So, thank you so much for that. And congratulations on your podium finish, and congratulations on where you finished in the championship as well.
Cheers for that, thanks.
No worries, mate. Have a good night, okay?
Thank you. See ya.
Right. Cameron. Hey, how are you, good sir?
Not good. I wanted to bring that home for Gaz. Sorry. Just wasn't on my game. Found the fence too many times and just junked the race, really. Not happy at all.
Yep. Don't beat yourself down, mate. I can tell you that super happy that the way that you guys all came together at the start of the race, and you'll hear silly old me getting a little bit emotional as I'm trying to talk you guys up Mount Straight, but and I know how much it meant to you to do that, but let it be known that Gazza absolutely loves all of our support, and for what you've done tonight has been nothing but fantastic, mate. And yeah, definitely go back and watch the replay, and you'll see how fantastic it looked to have the cars lining up 3 wide going up Mount Straight. Was just, you don't see that every day, trust me, on e-racing, a set of course of competitors only for one. So awesome for that. But yeah, let it be known, mate, you did a brilliant job tonight. We know that you put pressure on yourself, and we know that you wanted the win, but provisional championship win at the moment until everything settles down. But you've got to be super happy with that, dude.
I'm not I'm not disappointed. I'm just a bit I guess annoyed at myself. Smacked the fence pretty hard in my first stint on main lap, got myself 22 seconds of damage, and I thought I got to repair that because the car I nearly lost it coming down the chase. And then on my out lap I smacked the fence again and got 14 seconds of damage, so I had to lap 50 minutes with 14 seconds of damage. I was happy with the pace, but just disappointed not to be up there fighting with HSV and Ty. But well done to HSV and Ty for getting the top 2 steps.
Yeah, no, well said, mate. So just a quick question, the 14 seconds of damage is something that we discussed through the commentary. How much of a change did that make to the car performance?
Just really loose. Just smacked the left-hand front coming out of the S's. And I think the rear must have made contact as well, because just lifting off the brakes, the car just wanted to go. When I drove around it, it made it quite quick because it liked to rotate, but yeah, I think I might have been down a couple of Ks in straight line, and just had to be real easy coming off the brake.
Yeah, so that's thank you for clarifying. That was certainly a conversation that we had between the comms team, and it's good for the viewers to understand that as well, just to what sort of a difference it makes to the car performance. But mate, I'll give you a provisional congratulations on the provisional championship. Team BHR, Gazza will, when he watches it, will be more than proud of your performance through the season. You've showed awesome consistency, and we're glad that you're not going over to PC land yet, mate. So stick with the console, and we'll see you next season.
Yeah, I don't even have a PS5 yet, so console is even further away. So, yeah, thanks guys, cheers.
Thanks, Cameron. See you, mate.
Cheers.
HSV, you there, buddy?
Oh my god, lads.
Talk us through start to finish in 2 minutes. Go. You've got the floor.
2 minutes. Oh boy. All right. So I did an unreal lap in qualifying. I didn't think it would stand. I thought Ty would go a bit faster than that. And then I had time on that final lap as well, and then I stuffed it up, but that's okay because I still held it. The start was good, the middle was good, the pit stop was perfect. I ended up starting to make a couple of mistakes in the last 30 minutes. My tyres ended up 0.8 below the 27.5, so I was losing a fair bit of time in that final bit of the stint. As it was weird because the temperature went up to 30 degrees or whatever, and it didn't alter that much. Like, the tyres didn't go too far up or too far down, it kind of stayed the same, but I anticipated it to be a little bit warmer. The tyres to be a bit warmer, so I dropped them a little bit for the second stint and shot myself in the foot. But I won. What a race. Well done to Ty. That was one of the best races I've ever done. Congratulations, Footnar, on the provisional championship. Yeah, that was arm-shaking. This is awesome. And it's my last race on PlayStation as well, so it's a good send-off.
Yeah, no, you're 100% correct there, and a few of the guys were talking about that through the chat. Mate, I speak for everyone that's been part of the broadcast team that we will absolutely miss you in the PlayStation series. We wish you all the best of luck in PC land and hope that you do very well. I'm sure you're not trading your PlayStation in though, would that be correct?
No, I'm keeping. I've already got my PC sorted, but you know.
Yes, sweet. So you could still jump in.
It's been such a long journey.
Yep. But you can still jump in for some fun races as well too, mate. So we will happily have you back whenever you're looking for some real racing. It's look, and that's no disrespect to the guys at PC Land, but it just that's me saying that we will miss you immensely, and you've been an absolutely fantastic contribution to what we've done here over the seasons. Like I said to the other guys too, thank you for the formation lap at the start. For Gaz, that 3 wide thing, it looked great, and it wasn't sure how well that was going to turn out, but you guys pulled it off 100%, so that's really good that you did that, and just wanted to say thank you personally myself. But yeah, mate, you won. You did it. Pole position. You won the race. You can go to bed now and sleep well.
Yeah, I didn't put any beers in the fridge, so I'm a little bit gutted. But I'd definitely be having a couple if I did.
Just have a warm one, buddy. You'll be right. Your body won't know any difference.
It'll work.
Yeah. Awesome, mate. Well done. And thank you from all of us here at in the broadcasting team as well.
Nah, thanks, boys. You've done an awesome job this season, and yeah, I really enjoyed the racing. Probably some of the best I've had. So, yeah, cheers, boys.
Awesome, mate. Thank you. Stay safe.
Yeah, you too, brother.
All right. I think that's everyone. I think we're all done here. So that is season 6 of the PS4 console edition of Race on Oz. All done for the season. And I think it was wrapped up really awesome. It doesn't get much closer than this championship finish. It was the story of HSV, winning his last race before he goes to PC. I had a little bit of everything tonight. So awesome effort. Thanks to everyone in the chat. Barely talked about the chat tonight, but it was going off in there. There was plenty of action. So and a lot of familiar names that have been there throughout the whole season as well. So a massive thank you to all of them. I think Paul Ince was in there tonight, and Vic and Mr. N. Wilson and Brenticles and Riggsy joined us as well. JJ was in there, Stu was in there, Slambo, Bounty, thanks to him for keeping us up to date with all the points. Sir McSquid, you've been there all season. Wheezy Western as well. All of those guys. Arrogance, you're there every week too. Who else? There was Brenticles. Fiona, you've been there every week as well. All the regulars. So thanks to everyone who's joined the chat for us. You make it so much. You just add that extra element to it as well. You're all very informed as well. You've all got pretty sort of a sharp mind on it too. So thank you to all of you. You're the ones who kind of make all of this go as well. Without the viewers, we don't really sort of have much to broadcast. So thank you to all of you who not just contributed tonight, but throughout the whole season. So, and if I've forgotten anyone, I do apologise. It wasn't on purpose. But there was a lot of you. So, and Pesky, there you are. I thought I saw you in there as well. So thank you to all of you guys. In terms of the broadcasting, thanks guys. This has been cool. I I was, what was I? I was a bit sort of trepidatious about a 3-man commentating booth. I'd never done it before. And yeah, I think after the first race, I was like, yeah, this is cool. So I've had a blast. It's been awesome. I'm sure you guys sort of feel the same sentiment, but thank you for an awesome season, Adman. It's been awesome commentating with you, bouncing off each other. Jamie as well, your insight. I'm just listening to you and I'm like, man, this guy's got some really good stuff to say, and I think all of the viewers would think the same too. So to both of you guys, thank you so much. I've really enjoyed it doing a 3-man commentary team. It's been very enjoyable. Made my job a lot easier.
No dramas, mate. It's like you said, wasn't sure about the 3-man commentating team, but after the first one, absolutely cemented that it was a great decision to go down this way. And I think that all three of us bring something different to the comms team, and that's exactly what you need. You need the different characters, you need the different emotions, which obviously I have. I won't lie about that, but yeah, no, it's been absolutely fantastic. So thank you, Nick, for having me and being part of it. And Jamie, thank you so much, mate, for supporting as well. It's been absolutely awesome.
Yeah, thanks, and thanks to both of you as well, and Nick for steering the ship, and we made it work, and it was great fun. So, yeah, looking forward to hopefully we keep this going in some form or fashion in the future, depending on how things play out with the season and the championships in the coming seasons.
Yep, yeah, we'll just have to see how it all goes. But this season, awesome, great job from all three of us, I reckon. And I think the viewership also does reflect everyone enjoying it too. So that pretty much wraps it up for PS4 for season 6. We're all done here. So I hope you all enjoyed it. And Bounty, yeah, loving the hot laps. Yeah, ads. The hot laps I think have been a bit of a highlight this season as well. The quality of them have been top notch too. So the big shout out to that
awesome.
too.
Thanks, Bounty.
Cool. So yeah, that's pretty much everything, everyone. So as far as PS4 goes, we're going to do it all again next week. And these two fellow commentators, they will be driving next week as well. So we'll get to see Jamie if he can take home the championship, and Adman see if he can give him a fair run for his money as well after having a couple of weeks off. So join us all again next Tuesday. Now, if you can't wait till next Tuesday, on Sunday night, it's the GT League, GT7. We had a cracker of race rounds Brands Hatch last week. We're going to do it all again around Big Willow Raceway. So 8:20 kicks off Sunday night, perfect time after dinner, getting ready for Monday, have a couple of beers, watch some top class racing. That's all on the Ruse YouTube channel as well. So check it out if you can. But other than that, we're all done here. Thank you to everyone, like I said, throughout the season. We'll see you all again next Tuesday. My name is Nick. I've been joined by Adman and Jamie. We are signing off for season 6. We'll see you next time. Until then, stay safe. Take care of yourself. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.